According to research, we lose our sense of adventure at the tender age of 36. This is when we experience mental and physical fatigue, more constraints on our time, busy routines, responsibilities, and they all get in the way of our sense of adventure. So I'd love to hear from you if you've bucked the trend on this one, if you step out of your comfort zone regularly. 0207 862 2222. Are you still a thrill seeker? Do give us a ring. What about you?
Well, I think it's terribly good. It's one thing I try to teach my kids, that you've got to feel a sense of jeopardy and terrifying yourself. I do, and that's my world. I don't know any other world. And so, for example, the last thing I did, someone got in touch with me who was a concert pianist. For some reason, thought I played piano and said, "Would you like to take part in a Christmas concert?" And because it was about May, I went, "Yes, love to." And then thought, "Oh my God, what do I do now?" Because I hadn't played since I was sort of 11.
Yeah.
And so I absolutely tackled it like a thing forensically, and it was just going so badly, and in the end I had to ask my son's piano teacher if she'd just hear me and help me. And I literally sat with my hands trembling. I blundered my way through the whole thing, and afterwards she just wrote on top of the piece Endril, and I went, "Oh, is that like legato? What does it mean slowly?" And she went, "No, it's a beta blocker. You'll just have no chance of getting through this unless you take some beta blockers."
Wow.
And funnily enough, that spurred me on to not take the beta blockers and
do it without them.
And I loved the experience.
So that was
talking
about a plunge into unknown waters in a public way. My goodness, to play the piano.
It's so extreme. So yeah, that's probably going a bit too far.
I've done some quad biking recently, quad biking with the grandbabies. I've done, jumping off a thing. What's it called? Where you swing down a rope thing on and whatnot? What's that called?
Death wire.
Yes, death wire. I hoped I wasn't going to actually die, quite frankly. So I have done a few things. I'm not really very physically intrepid, but I always feel I need to lead from the front and just show. I'm forever, holding a gecko or a snake or something to show I'm not scared, even if I secretly am scared, that kind of thing.
I think the thing is just to have a go and not care. To be honest, there was a bit of me that didn't care if I blundered through the piano piece, because I could have made a joke of it and afterwards said to the audience, I think I've got the wrong memo. I'm not meant to be here. Sorry, where's the room for the chocolate biscuit dunking competition? And walked off the stage.
On the line, we have David Pixley. David is 92 years old. David, hello. Thank you so much for joining us. Good to see you. Where are you? Can we see David? Oh, there you are. Hi, David. Oh. And you're at the age of 91 last year. You took part in the London Marathon, I believe?
Yes, I did. Yes, it was the fourth marathon in a row. I did the two before that, which were virtual, and the one before that the one before the last year's. So
tell me how you felt. How did you feel at the end of it, David, when you'd finished?
Well, relieved, of course.
And utterly exhausted and depleted, or sort of revved up with the achievement?
Well, the first one that I walked, actually, two I did virtually. I did that at home because it was the time when COVID was around and they didn't have the marathon. So they did a virtual one where you could do it for yourself around the place. So I did that. I did it then a second time because I enjoyed the first one. And then thought, well, why don't I try the marathon again? Because I ran the marathon in my 50s and really enjoyed it. So I got a place and I did it, and I was very pleased with my result.
Tell me, do you have any other adventures planned, David, at 92? Is there anything else you're fancying doing?
Yes, I'm going to give a lecture to a group that I belong to, a natural history group.
Right.
And I'm going to be talking to the local school, local primary school, about the war, which I lived through, and what it was like when I was living in South London and there was a blitz on, and the fighting overhead, and going in the shelters, and freezing cold and in the dark, and all the rest of it. So
I want to say it's been an absolute adventure for us having you on the programme.
I mean, how
Thank
can
you
you
very
be
much.
92, David? Are you lying?
92? absolutely phenomenally good to see you, and especially to see you in such good heart, smiling your head off and still obviously oozing charisma every step of the way. David, thank you very much indeed. So joining us now on the programme is Christina Hunter-Locke. Christina is head of product at a company called One Traveller, and this is a travel agency that specialises in solo travel for over 50s. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. This thirst for adventure, do you find it in your customers?
Absolutely. So, well, first of all, thank you for having me. I saw this article earlier in the week and I thought, what a fantastic opportunity to refute it, because One Traveller is the perfect antidote to this theory of losing sense of adventure at 36, because we actually specialise in mature travel. So our customers range anything from 50 right up to 90, like your previous guest, who, by the way, is an inspiration. And we like to take our guests away to everywhere, from whether it's Yorkshire right through to trekking in Uganda. So, and I can assure you that the sense of adventure is not lost when you're over 36.
Tell me about the most adventurous and exciting things that some of your customers, your mature travellers, want to do and do successfully. What do they like doing most?
Well, we specialise in solo travellers, so all our travellers are travelling alone. And I think it depends how you define adventure, I suppose, because as you've alluded to, quite often our lives get busy, don't they? And, you know, I'm in that demographic myself, and you have family and commitments. But then suddenly sometimes, you know, things can change. Sometimes people are widowed, or, you know, suddenly the nerves kick in and you think, well, I've got a choice now. And with One Traveller, our guests explore travel again, and we have some people, they might start by traveling to Yorkshire, then they might decide to go to Albania, and before you know it, they're in South Africa.
All right, well, lovely to have you on talking about it, Christina. Thank you very much. Let's go to Michael in Sussex, who is 84 years old. Michael, how lovely to have you on the programme. Tell us what you do that really is good fun and an adventure at 84.
Well, Vanessa, I've been rowing a homemade boat for 5 years now. It was a boat which I made at the beginning of lockdown, and yes, I've done 475 miles.
Wonderful picture of you! Wow, look at you in that boat. What is it made of exactly?
It looks like something from the end of the Pier show. It's brilliant.
It's made of 2 sheets of corrugated iron. Wow. And I made it at the beginning of lockdown because I didn't have anything else to do. So, having made it, I then started to row for charity, and which I have been doing now for nearly 5 years, and I finished this year.
It's fabulous. You know who it reminds me of? Caractacus Potts in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That's what you look like in that. How comfortable or uncomfortable is it sitting in a boat made of corrugated iron, Michael?
Well, I have a seat made of my old dog's bed, and I can sit in there. It's very comfortable, and I can do 3 hours, 4 hours at a time. And yes, the maximum amount I do at a time is about 9 miles.
Well, how lovely of you to call and tell us about it, and don't you look magnificent in that contraption?
Most people during COVID just made banana bread.
Yeah.
And Michael's built something out of corrugated iron and gone off on the high seas.
I think it's phenomenal.
Amazing.
I really do. Lovely to hear from you. This is really perking me up no end. Hillary's on the line in South Yorkshire. Hillary, this is the thing I was trying to remember that I had done. Tell me what you did for your 65th birthday.
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm an old mum. I didn't start having my children until I was well into my 30s. And I think having children has kept me young. I went to go ape on my 65th birthday. There were 6 of us, and so we were swinging on ropes through the trees. The best of it was that I was actually my ex-husband partnered me, so we were responsible for clipping one another to the ropes and the wires. Wow. It's a good job that we get on and we're good friends, but nobody fell off and we all got home safely. And it's all about trying to look for something that nobody really expects you to do at your age. Yeah. I'm in a band, I'm 68 now. I'm in a band.
What kind of
and
band?
we
What
go
sort of
out-
music is it?
Oh, Fleetwood Mac, Beautiful South, Cockney
Nice.
Rebel, the Buzzcocks.
Lovely.
So yeah, I'm growing, Vanessa, I'm growing old disgracefully.
That's the only way to do it, as far as I can see. I ended up at Go 8. It was my grandson's birthday, not mine.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I've got to jump off that wretched thing. I've just got to. I didn't really want to.
And you did it?
I did it, but I didn't want it. I took a great deal of stern lectures
had
to
the-
myself. Hillary, you're very brave, because the bit where you just leap into the abyss is not my nature to really want to do that at all.
And did your grandson just walk off in mute embarrassment?
Definitely not. He applauded. I brought them up very, very well to applaud everything I do. But it was a thing. It was a test for me, because it's not something I would do naturally.
But isn't it? It's so great to dare yourself. It can be a tiny thing. It can be talking to a stranger, can't it?
Yes.
Or go to Go Ape, or building something out of corrugated
Or
iron.
walk into a room where you don't know a single person on your own. I find that quite intimidating.
All these things are big things.